Let's talk about Mr. Joshua Allen. Josh Allen put up another stinker up on Monday Night Football, man. And Russell, I was gonna say about Russell Wilson real quick. He low key is like second in touchdowns in the
Yeah.
NFL currently. And I was like, oh, what the fuck? Like, yeah, they low key the Broncos been playing better. The Bears gave them niggas a new push. They got like a new lease on life ever since that win. But Josh Allen, man, he currently has 11 interceptions. He has an interception every goddamn week. And there's been a lot of conversation this week about bring him to the slander table, which we have been doing on this show since its existence. So we are not part of the people you say who are not talking about Josh Allen. Before I give the floor to Courtney, because I know she has a lot to say about this. When people say y'all don't talk about Dak the same way, yeah, we do. It's just the fact you hear Dak more because he plays on one of the most important teams, and not just the NFL, but sports. So of course he might get it a little bit more. At the end of the day, nobody gives a fuck about Buffalo, New York. You know, people in New York don't even consider Buffalo part of New York. I'm gonna go even further with that. So of course, it's not gonna seem like the slander is as sane. I personally don't feel he's getting a slander, pass. Maybe people want him to get the same amount as other, which I get. He's cool. That's cool. I understand that. But at this point, Josh Allen to me is what he is. He's a gunslinger who he's gonna turn the ball over a lot. I mean, there's a whole other reasons why that team is bad more than Josh Allen. I don't believe part of he doesn't have weapons. That's bullshit. Stephon Diggs is better than every weapon that Patrick Mahomes has, not named Travis Kelce. Stephon Diggs, you can arguably say he's better than I don't know if he's better than AJ Brown, but it's a conversation. You know what I'm saying? He's better than a lot of people's number one option. So I don't want to hear that. I think it's a whole bunch of reasons that the Bills are a bad team right now. But Josh Allen, it is his time to be brought into the forefront a little bit more. So with that, I will bring the floor to Courtney, who has been very ready to cook this nigga.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I'm ready to cook Josh Allen. And I disagree with you to an extent, just because I can recognize that maybe the landscape of the personnel on that team has definitely changed a little bit. But my grievance with Josh Allen and the discourse around Josh Allen, because we know how the media suffers from recency bias, right? Like from week to week, the best team in the league changes. It's, were the Bengals the team to beat? Now fucking Joe Burrow's cooked. Okay, that man played on like half a leg for the first 3 weeks of the season. You didn't think they were cooked in? Regardless. Okay, and then then it's the Ravens, and the Bills are showing flashes of being incredibly average. And there's nothing wrong with being average, but we have to look at the reasons why they're average. My girl Mina Kimes, big fan, love you. Come on the show. Would love to have you.
Yes, please, Mina, come on the show.
But she said, in light of the Monday Night Football game while it was happening, that the Bills through week 10 are third in defensive adjusted value over average, which is fancy war in NFL, right? First in success rate, third in expected points added, fourth in QBR, third in red zone efficiency. You know what they are dead last in the league in? Turnover margin. You know why? Because of Joshua Allen, man. He's been so incredibly mediocre. 19 touchdowns, 11 fucking turnovers, interceptions specifically. I think he's had 4 or 5 fumbles now on the season, which, again, that's going to happen when you have a mobile quarterback. But, like, this man is, we check the numbers. Don't quote me, but check the numbers. He and Sam Howell, it's the Spider-Man meme. It's the Spider-Man meme.
And that's fucked up that we got to compare him to Sam Howell, because Sam Howell is not looked at as, like, an elite quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like, people look at Sam Howell and they're just like, you're fucking Sam Howell. I think the thing that pisses people off about Josh Allen is everybody puts him in these elite conversations. But I just think at the end of the day, sometimes quarterbacks, they just are who they are. And that's who I think it is with Josh. I always said there's only 2 elite quarterbacks in the NFL to me to fucking begin with, Mahomes and Burrow. So I think he's maybe a tier under. I'm going to go to Bang next, man. Bang, what's your take on Josh Allen? Do you think he's avoiding slander?
I don't think he's avoiding slander. I think people are have been trying to avoid slandering him. But I think we're at a point where you can't avoid that no more. I also think that we're at a point where, some people are just better with some people. And I think he was better with Brian Daboll. And Ken Dorsey is the fall guy here. And what's my man's name?
Shouldn't be.
He should.
Well,
no. He should have got fired.
No.
It wasn't Ken Dorsey. I know there's people talk about, their scheme this season wasn't terribly complicated and it was easy to figure out. You know who should have got fired for coaching decisions, leaving 12 fucking men on the field after Will Lutz fumbled that fucking field goal?
McDermott.
Thank you.
Well, actually, he's next.
McDermott getting away with murder, low key. Ain't nobody talking about McDermott.
No. Yes, they are. Like, that's the thing. People. Oh no. They're talking.
They saying he gone. They saying he gone after this.
Yeah, the thing is he's made some terrible ass decisions. He didn't want Leslie Frazier there no more, so Leslie Frazier ain't there no more. He's calling the defense, and the defense ain't even been up to snuff. Brian Daboll leaves. Ken Dorsey comes there. He fires him. Joe Brady, that's his name. Joe Brady comes in as the replacement. You see with Stephon Diggs, he denied what his brother was tweeting, but I know my brother's not going to tweet no shit like that if we ain't talked and stuff like that. I know my brother's not going to jump out the body like that for Big Bro, unless Big Bro basically has told him, some of those things that he's tweeting about. And then also this team has severely underachieved. Yeah. So being that they've underachieved, and as many people are saying their window is closed, you have to look at McDermott and you have to go, all right, if we change this thing around and bring in a new voice, what could that look like? And shit, quite honestly, that new voice could possibly be Leslie Frazier coming back into the fold, since he was kind of unceremoniously let go. Could he come back to Buffalo as the head coach, or do they look at somebody from the offensive side of the ball to come in and help out Josh Allen? Either way it go, he has some things to get fixed, and they have to get fixed soon. But you're not going to let go of him. At the end of the day, Josh Allen is still a top 10 quarterback. You have to keep those.
Dante, what's your take on Josh?
Yeah, bro. No, I agree. He definitely, sidesteps a lot of slander because of, the stature and where the league wants to push him as. But at the end of the day, it's about performance. And I know wins and losses aren't a QB stat. We talk about this all the time. But at the same time, when we look at these games and when they lose a lot of these games, he's making critical turnovers. Like we like to say, the back-breaking interceptions. And he's just fumbling at the worst fucking time. So, since Daboll has left, like you said, it has been up and down for Josh. And in order for him to find, we need him. They need him to find that consistency for them to be, the perennial Super Bowl threat that a lot of people claim that they were headed toward being. So I think, like I said, he definitely does not get the slander he deserves. And I think it's time for people to start really acknowledging that and saying, hey, the same way we do with these others, the same way we do with Dak, shit. Say, hey, like Josh, what's going on? Like, what are you doing? And like, why is it that it seems that every time we put you in these situations where we really need something, lately it's been, turnovers or just not getting it done.
It just you can't lose the games that they've lost, like you said, and substantiate why this team. First off, their window is closed. I think their window is closed unless they make some serious changes, starting with coaching. Fucking Doug McDermott, 2 goddamn 0 blitzes. What are you doing, bro? I know you probably were like, yeah, that's probably the first thing that they could stop. So let me draw up 2 freaking 0 blitzes at the end of that damn game. Man, get out of here. Get Doug McDermott out of here. Get them out of here. You lose to the Jets without Aaron Rodgers. You lose to the Bengals and the Broncos back to back. You almost got smoked by the Giants. And that's slanderable enough, nearly losing to the freaking Giants. You lose to the Jags in London, who the Jags, started off the season maybe a little hot and have since cooled down because Trevor Lawrence is not it. It's inexcusable. I think they need a complete overhaul of that front office. I don't think, again, Ken Dorsey should have lost his job. I think Doug McDermott should have lost his job first. That being said, get them out of here. It's only been two weeks this season that Josh Allen hasn't had a fumble. Maybe you need to sit that man down and have a conversation.
This is how I know that Courtney's really upset. She called that nigga Doug McDermott like 5 times. Shout out to Douglas McBuckets, Chicago Bulls legend.
Creighton's finest. Shout out to the Creighton's finest.
Shout out Creighton's finest. Mikey, what's your take on the whole? I know you're on the front lines here with Courtney on y'all.
For sure. I'm definitely anti Josh Allen, but then it's a twofold part. Roster wise, talent wise, they are lacking. They don't have a legit number 2 wide receiver. Gabe Davis is not it. As a Gabe Davis owner in fantasy, he's not it. And I think Sean McDermott, I think they've kind of what was it? Phil Jackson or Phil Jackson that said, you stay somewhere, 10 years and then after that, I think you need a new voice regardless. I think they've tuned out like Sean McDermott. I think there's only so much they could go. But in Josh Allen's defense, right? In 2020, 37 touchdowns, 10 picks, a QB rating of 107. He threw
His
for
best season.
4,500. Oh, okay, 4,500 yards. The following season, 2021, 4,400 yards, 36 TDs, 15 picks, a QB rating of 92. Last year, 4,200 yards, 35 TDs, 14 picks, a QB rating of 96. I don't think it's time to slander Josh Allen because he's still a great player. As a Bears fan, as a fan of anybody, if you don't have Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson as your quarterback right now, you're taking that on your team. You're lying if you say you're not. But what I think they need to start highlighting more, and he deserves slander for, is the manner in which he gives up the ball and at the moment he gives up the ball. I do not know a quarterback that consistently fucking pisses down his leg in the red zone or within the 20 and gives away the ball to the other team as much as Josh Allen. That is what he needs to be. That is what he needs to be slandered for. He needs to be slandered for ball security. And it's at the very worst fucking times. Now, mind you, against the Bengals, he was hooping. That was on Dalton Kincaid. Dalton Kincaid killed one of Josh Allen's best drives with a fumble in the red zone. And then the game got out of hand there. But with Josh Allen, there needs to be a microscope on him. He has to take care of the fucking ball because, at any given time in a critical moment, he's liable to give it up. As much as he is to give you the lead, he's liable to give it up. So I think this is year one. And we said this on the very first episode. I said that was my team to watch, that there might be he might get some heat going into the offseason. This is year one of Josh Allen having that magnifying glass and the microscope on him. And we'll see what happens going into next year. Next year, he's not going to be getting the praise and everything that they were giving him going into this year. They're going to be on his ass, talking about, hey, Josh Allen needs to step up, or does Buffalo need to make a QB change?
No, another season before the Bills need to make a QB change. All I'm saying is that the man had 4 fumbles all of 2020, his career season, and he has 4 fumbles going into week 11 right now. I'm just saying, maybe we need to sit him down. Oh, you don't. Nah. You have the best receiver in the league. What are you doing?
Nah, part of it is because he's overcompensating, and Josh Allen wouldn't be the first quarterback that even has been put the term elite on, where when things are not necessarily going right, they're overcompensating. And I think those fumbles and these interceptions and stuff that's going on is a clear sign that this man is overcompensating. It is something going on the offensive side of the ball. It is something going on with that team that makes me think that Josh Allen is trying to do too much because he feel outside of him, Stephon Diggs, and maybe those tight ends, Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid, that they don't have much. They don't even have a running game. The Buffalo Bills are the one great team in the NFL that, to me, refuses to go out and get a running back. Like, it feels like to me, from the backside of the offense, they refuse to get that man a running back that can take the pressure off of him. Out of all the running backs that's been available, they ain't got none of them. That's a clear sign to me that man feels like he has to overcompensate. Gabe Davis has not been what we thought he could be, and they don't even have a second, a third, or a fourth wide receiver that we can really count on. So I think that says a lot of where the team is structured and why Josh Allen just may be doing too much because he feels like he don't have enough.
That paper on this player, haters, old news, money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna